To design the combat system, first we need to define the character stats. So we will begin with that. Here is the system I have envisioned for this. Every character in the game, every hero, every boss, every enemy has a set of attributes. These attributes collectively influence characters' specific stats. These are attributes, these are our stats. For example, attributes like alchemy, archery, dexterity, and perception will affect attack value, attack stat of the characters, while endurance and strength will affect the HP, health points of the characters. But the attributes are not the only ones that will affect the stat values. In addition to attributes, there will be also level parameter, rarity star, and pink star. All of these parameters then are fed into a formula which then calculates the stat values. The formula basically multiplies the sum of the attributes, then take ratio between level and max level using star count, pink star count, and rarity. It's easier to understand with an example. As you can see from this Excel sheet, we have total 100 points of attributes that we can distribute however they want. I designed some principle which basically similar all of the RPG. Like in the tank class we need higher HP, while in the melee class we need higher speed and higher attack value. So when we distribute, let's say, these points to the heroes with the level, rarity, star, and pink star count of these characters all up into a formula, it will automatically calculates the HP value, attack value, and the other stat values. The advantage of this system, let's say, HP value, as we said from earlier, will influence from endurance and strength. So if instead of 10 I can increase this endurance value, and HP value will automatically increase. So I can easily adjust and tweak the balance between the characters whenever I want. Let's look at even further, like how did I create this formula? As you can see, of course I use macro VBA. You can see from model 3, model 4, I believe, yeah. These are the, let's say, how to create a stat formula. I cannot go into even further for explanation. Now that we look at how stats are created, let's move on to interaction between two characters. Of course, when we think of a combat system, the first thing that comes to mind is how different characters deal damage to each other. So to calculate these damage values, I develop a, let's say, first diagram, then the formula. As you can see in this diagram, there will be two sides, of course, attacker and defender. Attacker will look at its relevant stats, which they are attack, critical rate, critical damage, and accuracy. Defender will look at its defense related stats, which they are defense and resistance. Then with some formula they will calculate them, and the difference between attack value and the defense value will give us the damage. So this is the hit formula that I, let's say, design. So now that we have a hit formula, and you can see also from here in, I believe, model 2, yeah, this is our combat simulation script. So when we come into, let's say, here, heroes I want, and I can make a battle simulation between these ones. And also the one match wouldn't be enough to understand the balance between them, so I also write multiple simulation that will reflect how they behave to each other. So when I go to here and press the run button, the graph will generate itself, and we can see like Hatun gives like 693 damage, while Ghazi is giving 580 damage in average. And also we can see average defense values and average damages and the wins. So this is the very, let's say, flexible system that we can arrange some values, and then if we are not happy with the result, twist them. So that's all. Thank you.